Hello, Andy.
Hi, Warren. All good?
Yeah, all good. We're back with part 2 of our Rock and Roll Dudes Sessions podcast. We're joined again by Susan Shepherd. Hi, Susan.
Hi, Andy. Hi, Warren. How are everybody else? How are you all?
We're all good. And how are you,
Thanks.
Susan?
Good. I'm absolutely fine, thank you. I'm on holiday at the moment in Cornwall near Padstow. So we've had sunshine, walks on the beach, and I'm feeling really good. And I've also had the opportunity to listen to all of Rock and Roll Dudes this morning, about 3 times, I think. So lovely to have the luxury of time.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you're well prepared. Good research, Susan. Hi, Joe.
Hello.
You at home, Joe?
Yeah, I'm in sunny, rainy, snowy Seattle, and I'm originally from the UK, but I'm a long way from home.
What about you, Richard?
Yeah, well, I'm in Spain. Got decent weather for once. We've had some terrible weather the last few months, actually, unusually. I'm in Alhura El Grande, which is not far from Malaga, and it's also about 20 minutes from where Springy used to live a few years ago.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Andy, you're at home as well?
I am. Rainy Hertfordshire. Sunny morning, rainy afternoon.
Oh, I'm in Melbourne. Without further ado, let's get stuck into it. Side 2, track 1, Game's Up. As usual, we'll be finishing our reviews with a mark out of 10, starting with Susan.
Hello, everybody. Well, Game's Up. Eddie Seago is credited as a co-writer. I think he's a songwriter, producer, associate of Mike Leander. I don't know how many songs he was credited as co-writing, but this is more of a harder beat stomp of earlier Glitterband hits and faster. I don't really like the way they sing Game's Up, or say Game's Up, but I love the drums. Yeah.
Susan, do you know who sings Game's Up?
Eddie Seago.
It's Pete.
Yeah.
Never knew that.
Well, bless him, love him to pieces, but I really don't like the way they say the Game's Up. But like I said, I love the drums, great Glitterband beat all the way through. Jerry's vocals are great. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this was released by Hello in February 75.
Yep.
And reached number 53 in the UK charts, which was before Rock and Roll Dudes was released in April 75. Yeah? Mm-hmm. I don't know why that was, but the views don't impress me much, but where they sing Darling, Though You Just Won't Reply, that the backing vocals, the blended vocals on the backing vocals of that are absolutely perfectly blended. I love it. Unfortunately, it's not, I think it's a bit flat, a bit dull compared to other tracks on the album. I like it, I don't love it, and I'm only giving it a 7.5.
Joe?
As mentioned by Susan there, written by Eddie Seago in conjunction with Jerry and Springy. And for me, it's one of the quality tunes on the album. I've always loved it, and it's worth the admission price alone. The sound and the production, especially now when you hear it on a decent system, because I never heard a decent system back then, and I've been listening to it a lot lately. And I love that classic glitter guitar sound and the backing vocals on that. Yeah, I'll sort of go along with Susan with the Game's Up, but I love that song, and yeah, it was covered by Hello too. I think I bought that, but that to me is the definitive version, and 9.5 from me.
Wow. Richard?
Yeah, it's okay. It's not one of my favourites on the album. I think in the notes of one of the compilations, there's a story behind this. In it, something Eddie Seago used to shout something to do with cricket, playing cricket or something. What's that, Andy? Did you know the full story
just
of that?
shout out, "Game's up."
Did he used to shout it in the studio?
Yeah.
So is Pete impersonating how he said it then, do you think?
I don't know that.
Game's up.
I don't know if he's doing that per se, but I mean, certainly, there's a bit of rawness and a little bit of playfulness in it. I don't know that they're necessarily taking the, pee out of Eddie Seago. I don't think they do that. But
Do you think
they had fun with it? They had fun with the track.
Yeah. Do you think that was added? Do you think that song was written without that then, and then they've stuck that in?
Well, it was going to be With You Tonight, wasn't it, initially?
Yeah.
Which I prefer the chorus to that, to be honest. Then they did another version changing lyrics with the chorus of Game's Up, and then it ended up in the final version.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
it's okay.
They're enjoying themselves. They've got a bit more time, and they're playing with things, and it's good to have a bit of fun with something and make it a bit more personal for them.
I'll give it a 7. It's okay. It's not one of my favourites on the album, though, I would say.
Andy?
Same really. I'd probably give it 7.5 because it's got that urgency in it. It's faster, it's glitter. Again, not my favourite on the album, but it's got that glitter feel, hasn't it? Which everybody loves. So although it's a bit not clumsy but raw in places, I think there's quite an appeal to that, really. Warren?
Does anyone prefer Hello's version to the Glitter Band's version?
No.
No, neither do I.
Bought both, though. Bought both. Hello, we look sort of like a Poundland glam band, really.
Sorry, Bob.
No, sorry, that's being a bit mean, but you can tell that they were playing catch-up, really. Tell Him, Game's Up, which I bought both, and I've got the best of Hello, so put a few bob in his pocket.
I think the Glitter Band's version is smoother and more melodic.
Yeah, I prefer that.
My favourite part of the song is the verse. And I love the way the first part of the verse moves into the pre-chorus. I think the pre-chorus was the bit you were talking about, Susan. The second part of the verse, which I think is really nice. And as we said...
They play it live? I can't remember.
They did. They did. Now, they did play it live in Scotland.
Right.
And maybe... actually in Ireland as well. And they played it live... It was about 2 or 3 weeks before the Hello version was released, and they opened with it. They opened with that song.
But I can't remember, so long ago.
Oh, Joe, by the time you saw them on the Rock and Roll Dudes tour, they dropped it.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And as Andy said, look, I agree with him about its predecessor, Going to Be With You Tonight. I think it'd be in fact, I think I'd probably slightly prefer that to this one, but I do like this one. So I'll give it an 8. Like most of these songs, the name's pretty obvious. That was Bring Her Back. Susan.
Written by Jerry and John Springate. I love the introduction, since strong guitars, which is refrained all the way through the track. Then the punchy drum beat starts and you're off, really, straight into a glitter band song. I've always thought this could have been a single. Don't know what other people think. I expect I'll hear throughout the podcast. Certainly gets you moving. There's a catchy hook. There's an interesting instrumental break when we hear the band Bring Her Back. Bring Her Back. I just love it. Yeah, one I like very much indeed, and it's 8.5 from me.
Joe.
Until recently, I hadn't listened to this track for decades. As I said on the last one about this album, I'm one of these people that cherry picks my favourites and makes compilations, and certain songs don't sort of make the cut. I like the music to it, but for me it's a pretty average song, and there's not a lot else I can say about it really, apart from I'll give it 5.
Richard.
Yeah, I'm a bit with Joe on this. It's okay. It to me, it needed a bit more work on it. It sort of, it sort of doesn't go anywhere.
Yep.
You know, needs something else. Needs something else adding to it somewhere. Having said that, I quite like it. It's well recorded, and you know, like Susan said, you could imagine it would be it could be a single. That I would think, you know. It's going back more to the first album, the sound to me, more the Hey sort of early stomper sort of songs. It's okay, it's not bad. Give it a 7.
Andy.
I really like it myself. I love the guitar separation. There's more than one guitar track on it, obviously, separated left and right.
Are you sure that's not delay?
Well, it is delayed, yeah, but it's stereo field. But there's obviously, you've got the horsey rhythm
I know what you're
bit going, and
got it.
Yep. Not just the beginning, but throughout.
Yeah,
there's no sax on it. It's just guitar, and obviously, it's more tuneful. Jerry's, like I said in the previous episode, guitar's now sounding more tuneful rather than just buzz. A song I really like. I do listen to it quite a lot. I think it could have been a single as well. It would have kept the people that loved the glitter stuff on Hey. For me, I'd give it a 9.5.
Okay, we split on this one. So you've got Andy, Susan, and a reviewer who would have liked it to be a single, but not me. I think there are half a dozen unreleased tracks from the Rock and Roll Dudes sessions that, if completed, I would put in front of this song. And Susan, I'm going to disagree about the guitar. Jerry Shepherd produced some wonderfully melodic guitar parts that introduce glitter band songs. I don't think this is one of them. I think it's just a bit basic. And in terms of the vocal, there are 5 John Springate lead vocals on this album. For Always Never, which features very few production enhancements, and he holds the melody beautifully. On Sweet Baby Blue and I Can't Stop, he goes for it, and I think he succeeds. Then there's Goodbye My Love, and in an early episode, thanks to technology, we separated John's vocal from the rest of the track, and I reckon it's marvellous, particularly in the verses, where it's reminiscent of Carl and Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys at the mid-60s vocal peak. But in Bring Her Back, he doesn't seem to have much to work with. And Joe, I agree with you about the lyrics. I think they're just fairly straightforward and they're not great.
Yeah, it's simple.
And there's nothing in this song's melody that requires him to shift out of neutral. On all those other tracks, you can hear the character of his vocal coming through. I just don't hear that on this one. I think it may have been okay as a B-side, so I'll give it a 5. In common with a couple of tracks on side 1, the next song doesn't feature the characteristic glitter band elements. Before we hear it, I know we posed the question, did they run out of typical glitter band style songs in the last podcast? We played 4 song snippets which I think answered the question. Just to ram the point home, here are a couple more unreleased tracks from Rock and Roll Dudes sessions. Let's listen to a short excerpt of Go Back to Her.
Gotta go back, see your girl. Gotta go back, see your girl. Gotta go back, see your girl.
And it's never too late to say you're sorry. This one did make the album. Track 9, Pictures of You.
When you first walked in, I was pretty aware of the roots that show where you dyed your hair. Believe it or not, you still got that grace. You still wear that makeup to hide up your face. Your image is fallen, believe that it's true. You still search through papers for pictures of you. The clothes that you're wearing, they don't really fit. You still sing the lyrics to your own hit. I still love you, the flame is still as bright. Although the candle's fading every night, I still love you, believe that it's true. I still got my pictures of you. Could you love me too? Could you love me too? Could you love me too?
Susan.
This is certainly a step outside of the glitter band glitterisation, or maybe several steps outside of the glitter band glitterisation. I think that we said before there are 2 guitar parts, slide and pick. It makes it different maybe. There's definitely a different beat. Maybe a hint of what was to come. It's not the stompy hand clapping sound we know and love. I remember we had a discussion before about who it may have been about. I don't know whether we've come to any conclusions about that. No.
Don't think so.
No repetition in this.
Susan, I think he
Yeah.
may have made it up.
Yeah, possibly. But we had a discussion about it, so I thought I'd bring it up in case anyone had done any research and found it out. Which should be interesting, that's for sure. It's okay. I appreciate the musicality and depth, and it's like the band, it's them trying new things, but it's just too far away from me from what I love. And we talked about the Phoenix version before. It was released on Dawn Records. Don't know whether we got to the bottom of that, but it was released on Dawn Records. It's not one I really love. It's one I like. I appreciate it, but it's not in the style that I came to love the glitter band for, and I can only give it 7.5.
What do you think of those 2 previous clips that we just played?
They're more in style with the original glitter band, but you can't stand still. I appreciate that, but what made me love the glitter band in the first place was their stompy, hand clapping, hey, drumming. Like, that's what brought me to the band in the first place. And when you hear something that's completely, many steps away from that original, it's hard to get used to. I mean, like I said, I appreciate it more than I used to. The 2 tracks you played, I'm not sure whether either of them would have been better. I really can't comment, but they're more like the band that we knew.
Yeah.
But you know,
But you do
Glam
like
Rock
Alone.
didn't-
But you do like Alone Again.
I love Alone Again. Yeah. Like I said, but I could. They're just. I can appreciate where the band is trying to go. They're trying new things, but it's just too far away from me from the original. The original music that I came to love them for. So it's only a 7.5 from me, really. Although, as one of their progressive sounds, I do appreciate it.
Joe.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with Susan on that, but my main thing was any idea if this is about anybody particular or if it's total fabrication. Because when I was listening to it, and he says, "Your only hit," so they had one hit, Clodagh Rogers. That's what I'll tell you. That you've got to be old to remember that. Remember that.
You've
now.
nailed it there.
Yeah. You know, it is a departure, and I'm all up for departures, but and lyrically, it's a long way away from their normal stuff, and that's got to be applauded. But for me, it's just pretty average, and I'll give that 5.5.
Richard.
No, I love it. I think it's a great song, and it stands up on its own right. I like songs that tell stories, and the fact that we're talking about it's one. There's not many on this album or some of the others that we actually talk much about what the songs are about, and this is one we've all said, who's it about? So there's an interest, there's an interest. Who's this about? Who's this about? So
Clodagh Rogers.
It's about Clodagh Rogers, we know now. So
she had at least.
Roy Rogers.
Richard.
I'm
Roy
sorry
Rogers.
to bring you straight back down to ground, but it's she had at least 2 hits.
sadly, she died, didn't she, not long ago? So
Or Stephanie de Sykes, remember her?
So it should Stephanie de Sykes, yeah. Smile on my face.
That's it.
Richard, you remember quite a few podcasts ago, you had a theory, which we won't mention here, about who it could be about. Do you remember that?
Was it about a certain male singer?
That was it, yes.
Yeah. Well, it was. I think I told a story, didn't I, about someone going out buying the dye for someone's hair.
You did, yeah, that was it.
And that's why I thought it possibly. But like Joe said, why would it say the lyrics to Your Only Hit?
No, that's right.
If it was,
it's just a song from that point of view.
Yeah,
I think it is.
Yeah, it's better known. It's a better song for not knowing who it's about, I guess.
I agree. Gives
it the mystery, doesn't it? I like the arrangement. We've said about the 2 guitar. There's some nice guitar work there, I think, on this one. And Jerry sings it very well. It's a good arrangement. Just for the arrangement, it deserves a high mark for me. I like it a lot, and I'm going to give it a 9.
Andy?
Yeah, I'm with Rich. I really love the song. For me, I don't know what it was, maybe at school, people I was with at school, they probably liked some of the prog rock bands and the other glam bands and stuff, but they didn't really know as much maybe as I did about 60s bands and 50s bands and, the cusp of late 60s to 70s. And I suppose when this came out and I had a bit of variation on an album, that excited me and interested me, trying to work out, who's this, what style of track is this? Is it, I don't know, Small Faces, is it Birds? I could never really pin it down. But, looking at the quality of the track, the lyrical thing, it really interested me. I mean, Jerry, obviously, he's straining quite a bit on the song. It's just at the very end of his range in places. But in some ways, that adds to the, the emotive part and sentiment of the song for me. So I don't mind that, really.
I think it's also the benefit of Jerry having Mike there as a producer, where on some of the demos you can hear Jerry where he just is really pushing it a bit too hard.
Yeah.
Where in this one it sounds like, I'm sure it doesn't just sound like, Mike has clearly got him to pull back a bit, and I think it's all the better for that.
I mean, you don't get the flats as you do on other songs.
No,
that's right.
Sorry. Weren't the Birds one of Jerry's favourite bands?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They were.
Those sort of bands, yeah. No, I really love the song. I think it's, for me, I'd score it 9.5.
In one of our Rock and Roll Dude sessions, we quoted from a review published by the Louder Than War website. And on that site, Ian Canty described the album as being riveted together with strong songs rather than the 50s retreads of most of their peers. I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah, it's that Beach Boys thing.
Yeah. I can't think of another song that I could compare Pictures of You to. And I think you've said the same thing, Andy. It's really hard to work out where this song has come from.
Yeah.
Musically, it pushes the boundaries of the album's parameters, but not at the expense of melody. It's a shame the Glitter Band didn't write more songs in this style. I reckon it probably would have fitted in between Rock and Roll Dudes and Listen to the Band, but the problem is there was only 6 months between those two albums, so there wouldn't have been another album in there. I'd give it an 8.5. I'm sure most people listening know the name of this song, but if you didn't before we played this clip, I'm sure you do now. Do you remember, Susan?
Oh, well, it's straight back to the original Glitter Band recipe, isn't it? Saxophone, hand claps, drums, stomps, the style that made me love the band originally, by Jerry and John Russell. I picked this song as one track we may have missed, but was overruled and had to choose another. I think I've told that story quite a few times. Not that I'm bitter or anything like that.
Sorry.
You lost the coin toss, Susan.
Yeah, that's right. That's what you say. I love this song. It's a great track. I can't believe it wasn't released as a single. It's absolutely fantastic. I love the vocals, great production. I love everything about it. It's just brilliant, and it's a 9.5 from me.
Joe?
Oh, well, this is one of my favourite tracks. This is probably in my top, well, it's not probably, it's in my top 3 of all time by the Glitter Band. Another song co-written by John Russell. Now, did he write that after he left, before? And he's also credited as playing on the album. I didn't know whether he did it during his time or came back and did it. I expect Andy can shed some light on that.
Before he left.
Ah, right. Anyway, up there with my favourite.
Joe, it was a close contender with Let's Get Together Again as a single.
Oh, this is a great song. I love it. I did a Glam Rock Nuggets thing some time back, and I think you've heard it, look, Warren. Yeah. And I stuck this on there because this is like we all know that like a lot of those glam acts are great singles band, but there is little nuggets, and this is just a great song. And why it wasn't a single is beyond me, but you know the powers that be. And
well, what was interesting, Joe, is that JR really pushed for Let's Get Together Again. And
right,
Mike,
another great song.
But Mike was pushing for Do You Remember?
Right.
And what happened was they were at a party, and Dick Lee of Bell was at the party, and JR, being JR, took an acetate along and played it to Dick Lee of Let's Get Together Again. And Dick Lee said, that's great, that should be the next single. And so JR won that one.
Right. I just think the production and the playing on it and the backing is everything. It's that distinctive, and that glam Beach Boys background vocals. I can't fault it, and it's a 10 from me.
Thanks, Joe. Richard?
Yeah, it's back to the old style, isn't it? It's could almost have been on the Hey album, this one, really. Yeah, it's a good song. Everyone said everything, really. It's good arrangement. The only thing I can add to it, I think I mentioned this before, is when they did the Candlelight gigs, they played this, and Eddie was playing sax, and he was playing it really, really well. And they had, I think I mentioned this before as well. They were singing it. There was an ingoing joke going on, I thought, about going, "Do you remember? Do you remember?" And there's a bit of a smirk on a few faces, so I don't know if there was some sort of ongoing joke on that night. I don't really know.
In jokes.
Yeah. It's not my favourite on the album, but it's a good stomper. I'll give it an 8.
Andy.
Yeah, again, I would put Bring Her Back ahead of this, Always and Never ahead of this. Good song. I mean, if they hadn't been so busy and time had allowed, maybe this or even one of the other ones we said, it would be good to have another single in that glitter vein before Goodbye My Love came out. But, you know, they only managed to fit in the 3 of that style. Yeah, for me, I like it. Not as much as the other tracks, but I'd still score it as an 8.
In common with a couple of other tracks in this episode, we covered Do You Remember in our 10 Glitter Band songs you may have missed roundtables, as Susan has just mentioned. I have nothing to add from what everyone else has had to say, apart from the fact that I prefer the earlier version of this song, which, while in recording sense is unfinished, features a slightly different chorus. But I love this version as well. 8.
Do you think if they delayed the release of Hey for a few months, they would have had a lot more...
rushed. A lot of those albums are rushed
album.
from those groups. Look at Slade's first stuff.
I mean, they seem to have had plenty of songs in the background for rock and roll dudes. You know, if some of the earlier songs they could have put on Hey, we should probably made Hey a better album. I mean, not that I'm not dissing it at all, but
You Wouldn't Leave Me, Would You? Should have been on there.
Yeah.
That was a rare Harvey Ellison composition, You're Trying Too Hard. Susan.
How many times did this happen, that Harvey actually wrote something on his own? Anybody can fill me in on this?
Yeah, Watch the Show, is that his?
Considering he's such a big member of the band, he wasn't a big songwriter the songs he wrote weren't taken forward. So,
Susan, I think what John Springate has said was that he just didn't write a lot of songs, and I think John's been very complimentary about Harvey's writing.
Yeah. I mean, if you listen to this and you were absolutely critical about it, you could recognise it as a Harvey Ellison song because lots of sax, which he was known for, and a couple of side swipes on the piano, when they go from top to bottom or bottom to top. I'm sure there's a musical term for that, but I don't know what it is. It's toe tapping, it's catchy, it's feel good. There's a strong rhythm all the way through, very listenable. A strong rock beat. I like it a lot. 7.
Joe.
Yeah, as Susan mentioned, written by Harvey. I think Watch the Show is a better song if you're talking Harvey songs. He wrote that, didn't he? Watch the Show.
Yep.
Bit of a filler for me personally. Echoes a lot of sort of 60s style, sort of tremolos type. Maybe not them, but that's the only thing I can think of at the moment. And there's not a lot more I can say about it really, and I'll give it 5.
Richard.
I really like this one, mate. I think it really rocks hard. I'd like to have heard it live, this. I think it would have worked really as a really good live number, Probably extend the middle section for him to have a bit of a bigger solo in it and stuff like that. It's a different song, obviously, like everyone said, it's obviously a different writer. I like the arrangement on it. I think it's good. Yeah, there's not a lot you can say about it, I suppose, but I really like it. It's one I would certainly never skip it. It's sort of rocks pretty hard, I think. I'd give it 8.5.
Andy.
So what's the word I'm going to use for this style of song, guys, that I keep using? Ditty. This is what I call a ditty. I mean, I love my ditties.
What's that beat called, Andy? Because your ditties all tend to share the same beat.
Oh, it's that shuffle sort of...
Shuffle, yeah, shuffle.
Yeah, shuffle.
Yeah, yeah.
I was going to say that.
Yeah. Again, did I go into a long diatribe before about changing song? No, that was on a...
no, not in this one.
That was on the YouTube post or something. About, some really terrible songs changed to a shuffle beat and they become actually quite good. Believe it or not, sometimes you have to do the other way, to take them out of that and put them into something a bit more straight. I just love these songs. They've got a personality of their own. Doesn't matter whether you use star guitar or not, or sax. It just tends to work with that sort of boogie woogie piano. It's not like anything clever. It doesn't pretend to be anything that it isn't. And for me, I loved it on the album. Still listen to it quite a bit. So I'd give it an 8.
Second last track, side 2, was often a position on an LP that would hide a weaker track. Yet the Glitter Band came up with one this good. Awash with melody is the best description I can come up with. Thanks to Rob Hanui, a name which will be familiar to many, we know that You're Trying Too Hard was played on New Zealand radio. I can see why. And I might be the only person with this opinion, but I would have moved it up the batting order to side 2, track 2. 8. Last track on the album, I don't think there's a need to back announce that song. Susan.
Just another great track, isn't it? Written by John Russell and Jerry, the band's third single, and reached number 8 in the charts, in the UK charts at least, and featured in Never Too Young to Rock, a highlight of the film, I might suggest.
Yeah, not the greatest.
One of the band's classic glam rock hits and the soundtrack of my younger days. I was just trying today to remember how I felt when I heard one of the band's first songs. Excited, energised, transported away from ordinary life, from homework and exams. Certainly if it was played on the TV or radio, everyone would have been requested, in inverted commas, to be quiet. I probably would have said, "Be quiet!" In all the performances of the song I've seen them do, Geordie Scene, Top of the Pops, Never Too Young to Rock, they join hands and raise their arms in the air. I love it. And when I've seen them sing it live, which only a couple of times, but the crowd do it. So perhaps only John left from the original band and Pete wish he can't raise his hands because he's playing the drums. But the crowd put their arms in the air anyway and put them up. It's just magical. It's just, I'm almost in tears describing the song actually. I can't give another 10 because I've already given that, so I'll give this a 9.5. It's brilliant.
Joe.
Yeah, another great song. I could have had 4 10s on this album.
Yeah.
As Susan said, written by Jerry and John Russell again. Always loved this track. Sing Along a Glitter Band, really, released in October 74. Did I read somewhere or did I dream that it was like an attempt at a sort of alternative New Year's Eve sing-along song?
JR said that.
Yeah, great song. Didn't like the cover by the Human League. I thought it was a bit too... not really my thing, but...
yeah, but what a tribute to have it covered by them.
Yeah, totally.
They found it worthy of covering it.
Yeah. I'll go with that.
There's been a lot of covers of that song.
Really? Great song, and my score, because I can't give it 10, and I've given someone else 9.5, so it'll be a 9.
Richard.
Yeah, it's a great song. For me, I think it's probably my favourite of its singles. I would say even more than Angel. Yeah, I just like the gang thing of it. It's like a gang song, isn't it?
Yeah.
My favourite bit in it is the end of the song after the stop of where they just sing without the drums. And then it builds at the end, and you've got that sort of reply with the brass, and it just builds and builds and builds, and it just
and
builds
Jerry's
the song
vocals
at the
as
end.
well. He goes
of
off
course,
piste
yeah.
a bit, doesn't he? So he doesn't join in with the harmony. He just does his own stuff, which is also brilliant.
That's good. But they don't. I think I said this when we talked about it before. They don't do that bit live. They don't build it at the end, and it's sort of. It's one of the best bits of the song for me when the guitar sort of doubles up and then the brass comes in, or the keyboards, which we'll probably use now. Just build it up, boys, at the end.
Yeah.
Can we not have 2 9.5s?
Yeah, you can.
I've done
Can
loads.
we? Oh right, yeah.
I
Right.
have
Well,
to.
9.5 for me. Yeah, it's. If I was playing one song, someone who didn't know the band at all, that is the song I'd play because I think it sums up every single part of what's good about the band. That's what I'd do.
Richard, your band Raised on Radio covered Sweet Baby Blue, which we mentioned in the last podcast. So I gather, in fact, did you say that was your favourite glitter band song, or did I get that wrong?
Yeah, I did, yeah. I think I did. Yeah, I gave it a 10, so I must have done, yeah.
Andy?
I think I've spoken about this a lot, so I'll try to say something that I haven't said before, which is hard. And forgive me if I have said this before, folks, but I find when listening to glitter band tracks, the sort of obvious singles, I probably didn't really include those in a open quotation marks mixtape, if you know what I mean. Just listening more to album tracks and things, and the singles very rarely because you're just too familiar with them. But I was with Pete doing some music stuff a couple of years or so ago. We were doing some stuff on a version of this. I hope you won't mind me saying. And I said to him, it's funny, I actually appreciate this song completely from scratch, again, because of really going through it the way we did. It's actually a really, really good song. Simple again, but it's very anthemic. What was it? Was it Richard? You were saying about the whole sort of club gangy thing. Was that what? Yeah, you said that. Yeah,
yeah.
It is anthemic. It's very classic in that respect, and much better song than I'd probably ever really thought. So, like you said, it's a good one to play to people who aren't familiar with the band, just to get them, trying to recognise what sort of sound they originally had. But yeah, a while back I would have scored it lower, but now, in light of what I've just said, I'd score it 9.5.
I have nothing to add to that because, as Andy said, we have covered this song extensively.
Yeah.
In fact, we devoted a complete podcast to it. The reviews of everyone of the last minute or so of the song, where it builds up and becomes bigger, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think, Richard, you pointed out they don't do that live. I think what's interesting about that is that John Springate has said that he thought that it would have been better if that song was remixed before it was released.
How?
Yeah, well, I'm thinking
how?
I'm thinking John may not be so keen on that bit.
Really?
Yeah, that'd be my guess, because they don't do it live.
Can't see nothing wrong with it, personally.
Yeah, well, it was an interesting observation of John's, Joe, but it appeared on one of the CDs. He said he thinks he would have liked it to be remixed. And some parts re-recorded. He said that as well. We should ask him, Andy, hopefully.
Yeah, we should. It's interesting, really, because I thought a couple of times that, obviously at live you can't fade it out at the end of the song. You go, dun, 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 dun.
No, that's
Makes
right,
you
you
wonder
can't
whether a version like that actually ended with that punctuation would have been quite good. Just my rambling, sorry.
No,
ignore
that's
me.
fair enough.
I tell you what I find interesting in a lot of songs, and this falls into this, is, you know, when it just stops and it's the drums and let's get together with all the drums.
Yeah.
A lot of these bands, they don't stop playing because you can hear. You can, if you've got a very clear system,
it's the way
you can
Mike
still hear the rest of the track.
You can hear the It's the way Mike. It's the way Mike did the tracks, Richard. I think with Mike it was kitchen sink. Then I think he pared everything back. You know, I'm sure these other tracks. You listen to some of the demos and things. Do you remember, for example, the demo of Do You Remember?
Oh yeah,
you could drive a truck,
and
you could drive a truck through the edits. They're so obvious. The other one is, you know, you should be glad. The edits. It sounds like it's actually been cut with an axe, if you know what I mean. They're on those early versions. Everything's really rough, and I've got no doubt. Well, it's obvious that when he made these records, he had everything there, and then he pared things back. For example, I reckon the chorus of Let's Get Together Again, he's just got one take of that, and he's used it, he's built it up, and he's done it again and again and again. It's the same one. He did the same thing, would you believe, for Tears I Cried. Tears I Cried is one chorus that just keeps repeating, so he did a lot of that.
Wouldn't they have to splice the tape to do that?
They would have had to splice the tape, that's right. That's right. They would have had to splice the tape. So it's just an interesting production technique, isn't it?
Yeah, but what a fantastic...
I bet he would have wished the computers were around then. It would have made it easier, wouldn't it? Go on, Susan.
Yeah, but you probably wouldn't have got... You probably wouldn't have got... Sorry.
I just want to say what a fantastic track to end the
album,
the LP on. Let's get together again. So, you know, join us on our next LP. Yeah.
Rich, what were you going to say?
Oh yeah, sorry. Warren was saying he thinks he wish he'd have had the computers in them days. But I guess if he had, we wouldn't have ended up with that sound.
No, that's right.
Exactly.
You may have noticed that one of our Roundtable's views of the album's tracks diverge widely. If you've listened to our Rock and Roll Dudes session series, you'd know that many songs were demoed for the album. Joe, are there any tracks amongst those that didn't make the cut that you might substitute for one or two of those that did?
Yes, I always do this with every band I've ever liked. Is I made an alternative track listing of the album Rock and Roll Dudes, right? So it starts with For Always and Ever, which I think is a good opener. Then I have Games Up, Sweet Baby Blue, Do You Remember, Goodbye My Love, I Can't Stop. And then I bring in You Know You Should Be Glad. And then 8, Bring Her Back. Number 9, Got to Get Ready for Love. And number 10, Let's Get Together Again. Now, that's just my personal view. You know, everybody's got their own. And I played it back and I thought, God, you know, if they put... just my view. Again, too much time on my hands.
Yeah, but Joe, I think there are quite a few other listeners who would probably change some of the tracks around as well. This will be the last Roundtable we're doing for a few months. One part of the world is about to move into summertime and the other's going the other way. The time differences just make it too hard, but we'll be back later in the year. We're finishing with an extended mix of Let's Get Together Again that was put together for international radio. See you all soon.
Thank you very much.
Great.
Thank you.